A nation under siege. Brutal shelling of civilian targets. Families fractured. And now, a humanitarian crisis as millions desperately leave Ukraine, their fate uncertain.
It happened so quick. And my parents, my mom especially, she was so worried and she kept crying.
Among those fleeing Putin's war, families who are no stranger to conflict. Fatima Hosseini is an Afghan refugee now in the United States. She's been desperately trying to get her parents out of Poland after fleeing the invasion. Syed and Masuma now find themselves escaping possible death for a fourth time. And it isn't their first time evading Russia's regime.
I was very young when the war erupted in Afghanistan. When the Soviet Union fought in Afghanistan, then we went to Iran as refugees.
The 1979 Soviet invasion would last a decade.
When it became calm, we returned to Afghanistan. Then, when we were there for a few years, the Taliban came to power. Then we became refugees again.
Once again, refugees in a foreign land, but eventually returning home to their native country after U.S. forces overthrew the Taliban. But after America's chaotic withdrawal in 2021, the family feared Syed's job in the Afghan army would put them in the crosshairs of the resurgent Taliban regime.
I was not worried about myself at all. I was more worried about my family. For example, my mother and father. God forbid if something happens to them.
As thousands desperately sought to leave Afghanistan, it was the Ukrainian military that came to their rescue, launching a transport plane to exfiltrate the Hosseinis and countless others.
We brought no clothes with us to Ukraine from Afghanistan.
They resettled in Kyiv. But soon came the familiar sounds of war.
At first, we had no intention to leave at all, because we had witnessed so much war. We suddenly heard a siren. It was very terrifying.
With little money, few possessions, and unable to speak the local language, traveling to neighboring Poland was marked by constant challenge and heartache.
The most difficult thing was the train station, that I really did not know how to get on the train.
So your mom is standing there in front of a packed train, talking to you, she's got the baby.
Exactly.
And you're pleading with them to get on that train.
Yeah, because I thought that's the only option for them.
Fatima says her family's grueling journey out of Ukraine was only made possible due to random acts of kindness by Ukrainians they met along the way.
People there are beautiful. I mean, they're kind and they don't hesitate to approach you and help you.
Now in Warsaw, their struggle is far from over. The Hosseinis hope to find refuge in Canada. But with no funds to buy the expensive plane tickets, they wait. Despite their own endless hardship, the Hosseinis are grateful to be alive.
I pray that no one, no other country, no person on the face of earth become a refugee, that all live in peace.
Can you imagine a day when members of your family are no longer refugees fleeing conflict?
Hopefully, they won't have to, again, move to another country because of war and the safety issues. That's what I'm hopeful. That's what I'm praying for.
Josh Campbell, CNN.